Hi, everybody. I'm Jesse, the new king of comicsgate. It's official. And listen, I know this is going to be upsetting for some of you. I know I said last week that I would be officially done talking about comicsgate forever after last week. I had no idea the amount of waves, the splash I would make my first week in the comicsgate. I didn't know that they would literally crown me their king. Everybody is now using my terms and my memes, and they're dying for me to make merchandise. There's an entire group of people who want me to make a comic book now just because I lied and said I was going to do it. So now I think I'm going to do it. I mean, I used to draw comic books. The first thing I got to know, though, is how's it go? Ever since I joined Comicsgate, how are things going in the Comicsgate world? So I figured we should probably check in on that real quick, see how things are doing. I mean, listen, it's been a very funny time. You know, Ethan Van Sciver has been on a nonstop cope tour ever since. Dick Masterson's getting his buddies woed. Let's just see how things are going over in Comicsgate land, a place where, you know, I've never really been a part of this before. Let me just check this out. Oh, who's this
Kids,
guy?
on the count of three, say throat goat.
Throat goat.
You got 1, 2, 3, throat goat. Kids.
Oh, okay. Just a quick disclaimer before we begin here. Listen, I came up with throat goat. I had no idea that, I don't know who this guy is. I didn't know. Are we still cool? Is the show still fine? Are we okay? Or, you know what? Let's just start the show. Well, you know, we all make mistakes. Am I right, folks? We've all been there. You enjoy a funny thing you saw on the internet, so you make your children say throat goat in a car twice because they did it wrong. They don't know how to count. 1, 2, 3, everybody. Let's try this again. You know what? Take 2. Actually, take 3. Let's not do this. And certainly not upload. Oops, we uploaded it. Oh, well. I'll just delete it. I'm sure nobody saw it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to PODAWFUL. I'm your host, Jesse P.S. Happy to be here. This is the program. Welcome. You're being reprogrammed. We're live over at PODAWFUL.tv right now. You can watch us at PODAWFUL.tv. We've got a live chat room going on. I'm going to say hi to the chat room here. What are they saying? Jesse is the king of Comicsgate. Jesse is the only Comicsgate king. Imagine if Ethan had actual pride and made a set and good bespoke intro. So thank you so much. People are, you know, I think people from the Comicsgate side are kind of lining up around PODAWFUL because they didn't know it was even possible for someone to try. They'd never seen somebody put effort into anything before. So it's like really nice. You know, these guys they've sunk a lot of money into these comic books. And of course, they've got nothing to show for it because none of these comic books ever come out. Ethan Van Sciver told me he's been working on, is it SCIVER or SCIVER? Ethan Van Sciver told me that he's been working on Cyberfrog, the comic book, for 32 years. He's only made 2 books, which seems impossible. I'm not even sure how that could happen. I have been working on Cyberfrog for a week, and I'm already 3 pages in. So this thing's probably going to come out very soon. You're going to have to check our website for that one. PODAWFUL.tv, PODAWFUL.com, PODAWFUL.pizza. urbanmoving.systems. Anyway, so I don't really know too much about this Comicsgate stuff, but the people there seem to really be enjoying PODAWFUL, and I totally intended to dip out instantly. And then I saw a man make his kids yell throat goat. You know, this throat goat thing took off like crazy. I called I actually called Ethan Van Sciver the throat goat a year ago, I believe. If you go through my Twitter, you'll see I asked him on Twitter like a year ago. So, hey, listen, I'm not saying you did suck off a guy behind a dumpster at a pizza place in Lodi, New Jersey. But hypothetically, if you did, it's sort of an OJ if I did it scenario. Would you be the throat goat at it? Let's say that you were, instead of the king of Comicsgate, would you be the king of, taking loads? So anyway, we've got a brand new thing going on. It's now called Comics Goat. Now, this dude that I just played for you, I try to be kind. I played a censored version of it. I don't want to show this guy's kids. A lot of Comicsgaters are not taking that high road. They're showing these kids. They love showing the kids. They will not stop talking about what the kids were up to in the video. We're going to talk about all of this and Ethan Van Sciver's entire Cope tour that he's been going on. Of course, he went on Dick Masterson, which we have to check out here in a second. We're going to play a lot of that for you. One of the most pathetic ball-licking streams I've ever seen in my life. I got a lot. Listen, I invited Eric July on the show. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know anything about him. I'm not a fan of his. He certainly didn't know anything about me. I invited him on to make fun of Dick Masterson. And I got all these comments from, throat kids, let's call them. Well, hang on a second. Now that Dan Fraga's making his kids say stuff, I don't know that we should call them throat kids, actually. I was doing a goat punt. Anyway, come back to Dan Fraga in a second. All of these people, these throaters, the people who are in deep, let's call it, the Craigslist hookup, M4Ms out there of Ethan Van Sciver. All of these guys were coming at me in the comment section on the Eric July thing saying, oh, that was ball washing. You're ball washing. You're ball washing. But I don't even know anything about Eric July to wash his balls. Meanwhile, Dick Masterson invites on Ethan. It's a commercial. It is an hour-long, oh, yeah, how long have you been in the industry, Ethan? Guac, 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 guac. These two guys, Juju versus the throat goat, the cow or the goat, who wins in a 69 scenario? I don't know, but it's coming close, emphasis on the coming. And you'll see it here in just a second. As a matter of fact, this is actually an incredible thing here. Maybe I should just go ahead and show you a little bit of it. Let me just show you a little bit of it. Why don't we just go ahead and get into it? Check this out.
Just put into like a gum or a candy or something. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Can we hear him? Yeah, I can hear you laughing.
Okay, good.
Whoa.
We're just talking about the...
Dick is allowing his head has expanded. Listen, I got a big head, and I get it's getting bigger. But fucking Dick Masterson has allowed his head. I called Ethan a dilapidated pumpkin. This is, can we roll this back a little bit here? Look at it. He's letting the beard go. Look at this.
Okay, good.
He's got like a homeless beard.
We're just talking about
shut everything down and start.
You got to look kind of carefully. He's got a homeless beard. I think that small face comments are finally getting to him. But what's getting to him more is the thing that they very obviously discussed ahead of this show. They talked about it ahead of time, not to bring up a certain topic. Now, crazy enough, you would think that the topic that you would discuss to not bring up is throat goat. But nope, it wasn't that one. They didn't want to bring up a little guy, the king of Comicsgate, PODAWFUL, me, Jesse, the greatest guy.
We're talking about the taste of impending diarrhea.
Oh, it's the worst.
Right?
Yeah, toilet time. Listen, we've all been there.
Can't you? There's that certain flavor, it's usually halfway through that last beer where you go, God damn it. God damn
Stop trying. Hey, listen, new John. Stop trying to be relatable, okay? We see you there. We're not comfortable with it. The camera's too far. You look too small. You're too tiny in the frame. Nobody's happy with it. Don't try to be in there. Don't get in the mix, okay? Get in the mix when they ask you to get in the mix. Otherwise, just chill out, be cool. What is your job? Anyway, he's like the new producer of the show. I don't see him hitting a button.
That was one.
Do you have any idea how many fucking buttons I have in front of me right now? They had to get a whole separate guy just to sit there and pretend like he drinks beer too. He's pretending.
Too many.
God, that was the straw that.
Damn it.
Mhm.
That was the beer that shit the bed.
Yep.
How you doing,
The audio is out of sync.
Mr. EVS?
I'm doing okay. I'm
Happy
doing
St.
all right.
Patrick's Day.
Thank you. It's been mostly a lucky day, lucky couple of days. We'll say.
Really? Because what about the week before? I had no idea St. Patrick's Day even was a thing anymore. I got to be honest. I thought that like that and Valentine's Day, don't those end when you're no longer in elementary school? Nobody's forcing you to wear a construction paper shamrock so that you don't get pinched.
That. How come look, it's backwards. How do I get the, oh man.
Are
I
you
hate
backwards?
this.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, like on mirror image here. Hold
Not on us.
away.
No, I can read your signs.
This is exactly what I said when I was on Ethan. Ethan Van Sciver is copying me on his own stream, demanding to no longer be backwards.
Yeah, Cyberfrog's the right
Okay.
way.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. It's just me.
So we've been having.
And then Ethan does one of the creepiest smiles you've ever seen. It's like a Charlie Kirk style smile, where you could wilt a daisy with it. He's like Pepe Le Pew. He walks past nature and it turns to black and white when he smiles. Look at these eyes.
Yeah, Cyberfrog's the right
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. He's like super autistic. And a guy with this level of AU gold inside of him, you crack open that head, you open it up. He's bald. So inside, there's nothing but African gold in there. And it's made of autismantium. That's a reference for the comics people out there. Anyway, this guy, when you're this autistic, you don't know how to emote properly. So watch him smile.
Good. It's just me.
And then all of a sudden a ghost enters your spine. And this is what he's doing. He's emulating what he's seen people do as a smile before. He's trying to remember, how does smile work? How does smile work? And the way he contacts this inside himself is he remembers back to that dumpster behind the pizza place.
So we've been having a lot of fun
Have you? Doesn't seem like it.
over the last, I don't know how many years this has been.
Years.
That we've been that since Vito involved everyone in comicsgate
Oh,
in the
Jesus.
war of the comic books.
Why did he do that? What is Vito even doing? He's not a comic book guy. He has no business here. He showed up and caused all kinds of problems.
This is the rant I was doing last week. And he was like, no, Vito's a good guy. I'm sure he's going to fulfill his books.
Vito's presence in Comicsgate caused about 1/3 of Comicsgate to defect. And he isn't even Comicsgate.
I got to be honest with you. And listen, I'm the king of Comicsgate, and I'm saying this right now. That's not a thing. Causing Comicsgate to defect, it's not. You can't just. Like, this is something I don't know that we made clear enough last week on this show for the people who don't know about this, my audience. Ethan Van Sciver made up Comicsgate. Like, Gamergate happened because a bunch of gamers got mad. Comicsgate happened because Ethan Van Sciver found himself out of a job. That's it. You don't get to just make that. You're making fetch happen. That's like, listen, all right. I hate to even say this. I have a friend. I'm not going to say who. I can't tell you his real name, but his real name is like a normal name. Okay. I found out recently he's 38 or 39 years old. I found out recently that at some point in his mid 30s, this dude who I've known since we were 12 or 13 years old, out of nowhere, 20 years in, just starts telling people, by the way, my name's Bo now. Now, I got to be clear about something. His name's not Bill. His name's not Buddy or Badinsky or Brandon or anything with a B. It's not Biff. It's not Bobby. It's nothing you would assume. His name is, we might as well say his name is Ethan, okay? He's basically one of the Earth's Ethans. And one day, he's like, yeah, by the way, everyone, including my wife, I'm Bo now. Now, luckily for me, he and I are no longer friends, okay? Because I don't know what I would have done in this scenario. If he had approached me and said, by the way, you have to call me Bo now, I would have been like, I'm sorry, are you trans? What's going on? Ethan Van Sciver did the same thing. He said one day, hey, by the way, everybody that I know that does comic books, we're in comicsgate now. And they went, huh? No, I'm straight. And he went, nah, trust me, I seen you on Craigslist. We're in comicsgate now. And by the way, I own the trademark. And if you want to use it, you have to ask me first. And everybody just went with it. This isn't real. Like, you don't get to be mad about what Vito or I or anybody does to comicsgate anymore. It's not a thing. There's no Mount Rushmore of comicsgate. And again, if there were, it would be me 5 times. And then maybe one cartoon skull. I don't know.
He's just built like the comics book guys. Probably.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. All I hear is Vito is Ethan's best friend now. He is allowed.
I hear that too.
And Vito's, and it's
yeah.
I barely know him. Get him out of here. I don't care about Vito.
It's the worst thing to be
I love
accused
it.
of.
Oh, it's funny, man. I see your enemies are even dumber than mine. When I
Who are you guys' enemies?
see the stuff you go through, I'm like, man, that is.
What did he go through? What's he going through? What's Ethan going through? Now, here's what, this is classic Dick Masterson. I showed you this on the Eric July episode. Dick Masterson talks about a third guy to talk about the guy he wants to talk about. I'm Voldemort, okay? There should be, every time you say Jesse PS around these people on the internet, you should be hearing thunderbolts, lightning going off everywhere around me. The room should go silent for a moment. And so he's got to talk around it. So what he's kind of talking about here is this Dan Fraga guy. Poor Dan Fraga. Now, I invited Dan Fraga to come on the program. I messaged him. I said, come on the show. He said, maybe, what time? Turns out he's busy because he said he was taking his kids to go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the movies. I said, please don't film any videos on the way there. I don't know if he's heeding that warning. Now, this guy, Dan Fraga, he got excited, all right? We all get a little...
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
You know, we're now playing in a community of rainbow omega autistics, all right? Omega level mutants, let's call them. And everybody gets a little excited every once in a while. Everybody...
Choo-choo, all aboard the Retard Express.
Everybody jumps on the Retard Express here and there. It's totally understandable, okay? Now, he showed his kids on stream, or not on stream, on a video. He specially recorded this video just to get him to yell throat goat. Now, I got to be honest with you, and this is what I know. You know, Dick Masterson's got some other guy's kid on the way, and he's about to be the father to somebody else's child. And when you're not a dad, you don't know this stuff. I'm a dad, right? And Ethan Van Sciver is kind of a dad. He has like half of a kid, or I think. He's got one kid who's like an alcoholic gambler like him or something. And he's got another kid who's got, you know, some sort of little tiny mutant brain, which is good in the world of comic books. In the world of comic books, you're the next step in human evolution. You're the missing link. It's actually a superpower to be that autistic. It's actually a superpower to only have half of your brain and encephalopathy. Is that a thing? For a second there, I thought I just said elephant, and I don't even know what happened. I kind of stroked out. Anyway, so when you're a dad, though, like especially, you know, a guy like me, you will get your kids to say silly stuff. It's a fun thing to do. And what you do is when they're so little, they don't understand any of the words. You get them to say stuff. It makes mom mad. You laugh. Dan Fraga's kids are all like 12. I don't know how, but they're all the same age. And they knew what they were saying. It wasn't a good look. It was a very, very bad look. I loved it. It was very funny to me as the inventor of Throat Goat. I was dying laughing. I couldn't believe how much I was making Comicsgate implode, but it was a bad move. So here's what Dick's going to do in this Cope tour. Dick's going to talk sort of about Dan Fraga, but they're really talking about me. See, check this out. If you don't believe me, just listen to this. It's very subtle.
Dumber than mine. When I see the stuff you go through, I'm like, man, that is really dumb what that guy's doing. That's I don't know if my enemies are that dumb. And I thought they were dumb, but
You have the same enemies, and it's me. I'm one guy. Okay, stop pretending we're different people.
that's a new
I'm
level.
dumb. How can my enemies be dumber than me? They
Can't be. And we proved that live on your own stream. One of the most embarrassing takedowns. I didn't even know what I was talking about. I was just lying, making things up, except for the Juju the cow part. That part was real.
should have, well, listen. I mean, your enemies are dumb, but you're fairly smart.
No.
I am dumb. I'm
Yes.
definitely low IQ Jersey trash.
I thought you didn't move to Jersey until after the Lodi incident.
And yet, I got people from all over the world who just kind of fucking step on rakes and landmines in front of me. I'm just trying to get me.
Ethan Van Sciver is the only guy in the world where a guy could walk into a rake in front of him and the rake would do a fucking somersault to just hit him in the head.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. But
I don't get it either, but you can see it.
You do get it, though. You do. You actually do understand it fully. I don't get it. Why do people think I is dumb? I is dumb, by the way.
Coming a mile away. It's so weird.
It's weird. And this is the classic term. Mersh says it all the time. Everything is weird to lolcows.
I'm a lolcow.
By the way, let's just go ahead and make it official. Ethan Van Sciver is a goon. Goon alarm. Goon alarm. Goon alarm. Goon alarm. It's official. I'm having a blast making fun of this guy. And I have a feeling it's just going to keep going whether we want it to or not. This is taking off. This thing's got momentum. This got legs, baby. We're running. We're off to the races. And I haven't even put out my Cyber Frog comic yet.
Oh, it's fun. I love it.
I don't know. I wasn't planning on jumping right into it, but your buddy, God, what is his name? Dan Fraga.
Pretending to not know the guy's name. He's brand new to me, and I know his name.
Johnny and I were talking about it before the show. He decided to film himself and his children.
Now, here's the lie. This is what they're all telling a lie. And you're going to, here's the thing. I just said at the top of this, so many people have been showing the video and showing the kids uncensored. I refuse to do it. But a lot of people were doing it, including the absolute fucking freak this Katie did, who is an insane woman. I watched one of her streams. Katie did. This woman is nuts. Okay? I could do a whole episode about Katie did. She sat there and had a mental breakdown on stream about Dan Fraga making his kids say something silly. She's showing their image. She's like, one day they'll grow up and they'll realize their dad recorded them saying this and they'll be the laughing stock and you don't even realize what you're doing. Lady, you're the one sharing it. So in this moment, it seems like Dick is doing the good thing. This is what he does. This is his sneaky little juju tactic, okay, that all the calves fall for, where he's not going to show the video at all. And you think it's to save the children, we got to save these kids, but it's not. He doesn't show the video so he can tell all of the lies about the video. I'm going to explain to you what really happens in this video. Here's what everybody's been saying. In order to cope over Throat Goat, this is what they've been saying.
And simulating a blowjob to hurt you. He got going down the highway at 70 miles an hour. He holds up his camera to him and his little children, and they all go 1, 2, 3, Throat Goat, and the little kid in the back is pumping his fist into his mouth. And
listen, if that were true, I'd be showing. I wouldn't even blur out the kid. That would be the funniest thing ever. Okay, I would maybe blur out the kid because I'm worried that Vito is watching right now. We know Vito saw that clip. I know for a fact Vito saw that clip. Vito also Voldemorting PodAwful. If you think, listen, I've said this forever. They've got a rule on Dick's show, on both of his shows, not to ever mention PodAwful. And I believe they took away that rule at one point. Guess what? The rule is back, and I have the proof. Now, here's the thing. The kid was not everybody's saying the kid went like this. Ah! Now, don't take that out of context. Ah! The kid was like they're yelling. They're doing the announcer megaphone hands going, ah! I saw all these people. They're like, this kid's giving the worst blowjob ever. I'm like, what do you know about child blowjobs? I don't know. I'm not privy to any of this insider knowledge. Is this how kids normally do it? Do you know how they normally do it? A lot of people suddenly have opinions on how a kid blows. And you would think the throat goat would know for sure. But the kid's just going, throat goat. That's all it is. Dick's even adding in that the guy's going 70 down the highway. He wasn't even driving. They're in the car. He wasn't driving. Like, the oldest kid looks like they might even be 13 years old. These are not little kids by any means. It's stupid. The guy shouldn't have done it. That's why I invited him to come on the show, so that he could defend himself on this one if he wanted to. And then, of course, if he did, I'd be sitting there going, actually, you're gross. But this is just a lie. This is just a lie. And Ethan, you can put your face in your hands all you want during this. You can make it seem like, wow, Dan Fraga, that guy's a loser. I still owned you on your own stream, and everyone is still calling you throat goat. People are begging me to make t-shirts that say throat goat on them, a thing I am unwilling to do as a man. By the way, I could be making a fortune right now selling throat goat merch, and I won't do it. We're going to come back to this video in just a second here, but I got to show you this. We're going to come right back to the Dick Masterson stuff. Trust me on this. If you don't know this guy, this is Steel Toe Morning Show, Aaron Imholty, okay? And he watched the Ethan stuff. And so if you missed it, here's a good refresh. Here's a good recap on what happened on the stream. Check this out.
30 away.
By the way, this guy also is, he sucks cocks. So he's sort of a throat goat himself.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rant. I was watching something. I had a little bit. I don't think this is considered drama. I guess it's kind of drama. I don't like to, but you know that I've always been a PodAwful guy, right?
Whoa! I didn't know that. And by the way, just for the edification of everybody out there, this guy over here, this is not just some sort of stuffed, taxidermied creature that Aaron has hanging on his wall. This is actually a human boy. And he's bound to a wheelchair. We call him Wheelchair Johnny, everybody.
I always found Jesse to be
share the show, hit like.
Very entertaining. I find Jesse very funny.
Wow.
If you're looking for something kind of wild to watch,
thank you so much.
Jesse P.S. from PodAwful. If you just search PodAwful on YouTube, he did an interview with Ethan Van Sciver, and I can't stop calling him Van Sciver because of Jesse. Jesse did an interview, and you want to talk about that guy gutting that rat? If you were to make a meme, it would be the guy eating the rat is Jesse.
I thought I was the rat.
Ethan Van Sciver is the rat, and Jesse's just picking his bones.
To make me feel good.
Fucking brutal. And like that Ethan Van Sciver guy is like he's an older man. Like he's probably in his 50s or 60s. So he doesn't really 80s, handle a guy who's really quick on his feet like Jesse, who, he's a quick-witted guy. And Jesse doesn't really give a shit about like internet things and all this. So he's just kind of his own guy, and people can't say anything to Jesse that upsets him, because he doesn't value their opinion. I get that.
Or human life.
Am very similar in that regard.
I empathize.
Yeah. And for example, Jesse will shit on me from time to time. Doesn't bother me. Why? Don't really give a shit what Jesse thinks. So Jesse's on there with Ethan, and he's just brutalizing him. And like all of this Van Skivers guys comebacks are always like, I know you are, but what am I level shit. Like, it's just, go ahead and watch it. It does get kind of difficult to, and now I can't get Ethan Van Skivers' new nickname out of my head that Jesse gave him.
Which is
it the Van Skivers thing, or is that?
No, it's a different nickname he gave him. You want to know what the nickname is?
Yeah.
The Throat Goat.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
So I hear this Ethan Van Skivers voice, like this really bad voice. It's like, it's like
he does kind of talk like Buffalo Bill, huh? Are you a great big fat person?
If a Valley girl got a sex change, basically.
Oh, I don't know, Jesse. I will sue you if you use comicsgate.
So,
yeah. You told me to do it when you least expect it. So
we
congratulations.
need to find that.
Okay, now they're going to talk about movies for a second. This is what Aaron does. He just mentions a movie, and then you got to talk about the movie for the next 48 minutes.
I suck fucking cock all the time.
Yeah, he's sort of a throat goat himself, so, he knows the deal. He knows the score.
Luke Wilson are standing aphasia Bruce Willis and stuff. Bruce Willis.
No.
Yeah.
Goat thing.
Okay, back to throat.
Go ahead. Victor, if you can find it, send me the clip. I need it for the show. It's so great. So anyway, Ethan Van Skiver is on Jesse Powell's show, Jesse P.S.'s show.
Whoa, power word.
He starts calling him the throat goat. And the reason Ethan Van Skiver is now considered the throat goat is because there is a rumor. Somebody wrote this online, which means it's probably not true, but it's funny, that Ethan Van Skiver either offered to or did suck this guy's dick behind a dumpster. And so now the rumor, sucking a dick at a pizza place is the rumor.
Oh my!
And I don't know if it's true or not. I have no idea.
It is. It's true. And by the way, remember when Ethan tried to make it sound like it was me that did it? He was like, "Oh no, I know. It was you. It was like a guy who's a great big fat person like you." Listen. I've been to I've got a pizza fund. I've been to many a pizza place. I've never seen the dumpsters out back. I have to be clear about that. I've been to Comic-Con maybe 3 times. I've never, ever one time even. I promise.
Ethan Van Skiver seems like he's a little old to just be sucking cocks by a dumpster.
Well, that's kind of where you do. When you're an old guy with kids and you're married, I think the dumpster is the perfect place.
Because even if you're a gay man.
Right next to where they put all them cyber frog issues.
Who sucks dicks, like doing it by a dumpster is a very in your 20s thing to do.
Hey, man.
Aaron's speaking from experience.
And the throat goat needs a certain level of ambiance.
If you're the throat goat, I guess you make the rules, right?
I will say that is a brilliant nickname. Bravo.
Throat goat. I can't get it out of my head. I think on the
Wheelchair
PODAWFUL
Johnny
store, I think he's got throat goat t-shirts.
So check this out. So he watched the thing I talked about. I'm going to steal all your designs. We now get a free commercial for the PODAWFUL store out of Steel Toe.
Get it out of my head. I think on the PODAWFUL store, I think he's got throat goat t-shirts.
If he doesn't, I don't know what he's.
PODAWFUL shop. PODAWFUL.com. Or no, it's just PODAWFUL.shop. Oh, he's got a merch shirt, female cop, Guntron, Taco doesn't. What a fucking asshole. I don't know if he has a throat goat shirt yet, though.
Look at this.
PODAWFUL buried alive.
He's just showing off all my top hits.
Awful clickhead sweater. Nope, I don't see any throat goat stuff.
Aaron's been digging for throat goat.
It's too bad. I hope it's up soon. The throat.
Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Not throat goat, but close. Now live on the PODAWFUL.shop website. PODAWFUL.shop. You can find your very own limited edition Comics Goat t-shirt. Okay. Yes, right here at PODAWFUL.shop. Grab yourself a beautiful brand new t-shirt. It's not throat goat. Listen, if you wanted throat goat, I have questions for you. I got to be honest. Like, you should probably rethink maybe your entire life after that one. But just in case, PODAWFUL.shop. This is for a limited time. The only way to fight the culture war like a true superhero is to buy my shittily made, hastily put together merchandise while waiting 5 years for my comic book to come out. Wear this, become the GOAT. Ladies and gentlemen, the Comics GOAT t-shirt. It's never been done before. This is my trademark. I'm fully allowed to sell this. Comics GOAT. If you want to support, and by the way, this is the first of many, okay? So I'm going to be putting out a ton of this shitty crap. These are shit shirts, people. Pick them up while you can get them, while they're hot. While it's still making Ethan Van Sciver mad, PODAWFUL.shop, okay? You're going to want to pick up one of these shirts. Trust me on that. What are they saying in the chat room? You buy now. I love it. Ha 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 ha. comicsgate. No, not. Oh, hashtag comics goat. Somebody says. Very nice. Thank you so much, everybody. Comics goat. I'm out. Someone says, fight the libs, buy the merch. Yeah, we got to fight those libs. The only way you can fight the libs is by buying a shirt that reminds you that a guy sucked off another guy behind a dumpster. It's the only way to do it. Good on you, Jesse. Someone says, thank you very much. Did I say thank you very much? That was weird. Pollute the net. Listen, we're doing a lot of brand new things here at PodAwful. A lot of things that have never been tried before. And it's a really incredible time. This comicsgate thing is getting really, really insane. And I still have way more to show you with the Ethan Van Sciver interview, but the biggest problem in the universe with Vito also brought up everything that's been going on. PODAWFUL.shop. Oh, by the way, real quick, again, I'm going to have the Comics GOAT merch. We'll also have PodAwful Comics. That's my new comics imprint. We're working with Rip Ascend. I'm going to be putting out PodAwful's Cyberfrog comics through Rip Ascend, Eric July's, publishing label. So we're going to have t-shirts of that. We're going to have t-shirts of my Cyberfrog on it. We are going to have t-shirts of Ethan Van Sciver. Now, what he's doing on the t-shirt, I haven't decided yet. But he'll be on there. It'll be his dumb hollow head. Maybe it'll be the Throat Goat versus Juju the Cow or something. I don't know, versus the Rat King. Something like that. But anyway, biggest problem in the universe, Dick and Vito also talked around PodAwful.
We're moving too quick these days.
I don't want to spoil it for you. Okay, should we do the show? Before all
I did want to just say...
Super Killer 2 now available.
Super Killer 2 now available. All this Eric July drama, I forgot what it felt like when it's like at a fever.
Oh, this is interesting. That's fascinating. If you look really carefully up in the corner here. Now, remember, the cope with this will be, why don't they mention Jesse? The cope is always, well, he's too insignificant to mention. Of course, meanwhile, I'm the only guy who's related in any way to Maddox that Dick Masterson has never tried to get on his show. Isn't that a little strange? I know everything. I know all the secrets about Maddox. I know everything that happened after they had their big falling out. He doesn't want to hear it. He tried to get on a dude who hosted a video game podcast for like 3 episodes on Maddox's podcast network. Not me. The only other guy on the network. He tried to get anybody and everybody that's ever heard of Maddox. Not me. They're talking. Imagine this. Imagine you're watching you're not one of these Comicsgate guys. The Comicsgate stuff is a Vito thing. So let's say you're just a viewer of the Dick Show. You don't watch this stuff. You don't know about it. You don't even know who Ethan Van Sciver is. Ethan comes on. They start talking about Throat Goat. What's the explanation for that? They don't even... okay, I get that you don't say, oh, it's because people say that I suck off a guy off of Craigslist. Of course, Dick Masterson's not going to say that. That is something Dick Masterson has literally done. Just ask anybody at Burning Man, okay? Juju's famous at Burning Man. If you got a weekend you can spend in the desert, you can find out everything you want to know about Dick and Little Dick. So imagine you're watching this fucking show. They're talking about throat. You got to be sitting there going, what the fuck is throat goat? What? Why did the guy have his kids do it? What's happening? Huh? How do you talk about throat goat without talking about the guy who called you throat goat, who invented throat goat? It's not possible. It's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. They're going to do it here with the Eric July episode. And of course, the cope is Jesse's a nobody. But I can see their numbers here, right here on the screen. If you look very carefully, you can see in the upper right-hand corner there how many people are watching his show live. Okay, take a look at that. 606. Well, that's only about 100 more than watching me right now. This dude, this is a free show, by the way. This dude, you know, they pump these numbers. If you don't think that, listen, the biggest stars in the world, the absolute biggest celebrities all have fake Twitter followers. You can easily look this up. They've got Twitter audit, all these other things where you can scan this shit yourself. They have millions and millions of fake ones. You think guys on this level aren't doing that shit too? You think Ethan Van Sciver's not pumping the numbers? I already had people in my mentions, in my inbox telling me, you know, he bots his streams, right? There's not that many people. I said, I'm fully willing to believe 1,000 people watch crap. There's no issue with that. The point is, you don't get to use the excuse. At the very least, while there's still 600 people watching your show, you don't get to use the excuse of Jesse's a nobody and still talk about PODAWFUL.
Pitch.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, everywhere I go, he reignited a firestorm.
They're talking about Eric July. What fires? What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Well, he really.
And now I'm wondering. I'm not going to say he's a genius, but I go, was this just a hype up, like people's awareness of his idiocy? Like, what's happening?
I think he's turning back to monetizing the haters because the company's failing.
Yeah.
That is comicsgate. That's all Ethan Van Sciver does all day, every day. Maybe that is why Eric July did it. I don't know. He didn't tell me why he was willing to come on my show. I kind of assumed it was something like that. But hey, that's fine by my standards. I don't care. You can't say that and then invite Ethan on your show to do exactly the same fucking thing. We're going to break down this video, This video is about to get so insane. You're not going to believe what comes up in this. We're going to cover the rest of the Ethan Van Sciver interview as well. We got a lot more for you coming up, but we're doing it in the Pizza Fund. PODAWFUL.pizza. Join the Pizza Fund. Get immediate access to this full episode and all of our banned content on YouTube, our bonus shows, pre-shows, after shows, and premium episodes. PODAWFUL.pizza.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. PODAWFUL.pizza.
Pizza.
PODAWFUL.pizza.
Oh, and by the way, I mean, everybody knows about this, but should we watch Ethan Van Sciver smoke crack and lick a urinal? Can somebody grab me those clips? Everybody knows it. This is old hat at this point. Like, it doesn't even matter. These guys, oh my God, their big own, the way they're about to try to get Eric July is by playing that exact same video of him dancing and singing and just having fun. How is it fucking possible that in Comicsgate there's one black guy and it's Ethan Van Sciver who smoked crack? Listen, these are questions for the ages. You'll find out in the Pizza Fund. Somebody grab me those. We're going to jump into Discord as well. Join us over in the cult, podawful.com/cult, podawful.com or podawful.pizza for the rest of this episode. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and update the stream there. We are, boom, live in the Pizza Fund now, I believe. So we're going to jump into Discord. We're live in the Pizza Fund. We'll see you over there. PODAWFUL.pizza, $12 level and up. And for all the rest of you, buy a shirt, I guess. Buy one of those stupid shirts, I suppose. PODAWFUL.shop.
Sorry, nigga.
I'm Tom Gully, and you're watching Is This Live, the show.
This content right here
on the PodAwful TV network
is Pizza Fun's own.
PodAwful.pizza.
This shit is beefer. You're listening to Howdy Do with J. Crew.
PodAwful.pizza.
We got shooters in these streets.
Nigga.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
God entered my body like a body my same size. I know all of God's secrets. Would you like to know what God thinks?
PODAWFUL is our God now.
And I do see non-stop visions from God. Do you want to get an answer on what God thinks from somebody that doesn't have God, or do you want an answer from somebody